Hello there, and welcome back. This is my Wingspan series where I'm currently trying to get a game where I have the three hands played at the same time, each gaining over 100 or more points. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it. This is the seasonal summer background. Um, So yeah, I think for blue here, the common cuckoo is nice, just so you can get some early eggs. And then the azure tit is also very nice as well. That does leave the issue of needing a specific nest type for the cuckoo. So the hummingbird has a bowl nest, and then 2 egg slots is good enough. And then from here, just gain food. Um, Going ascending wingspans isn't horrible, just because we're starting at 22. Like, I mean, we could also start with 10 as well. That is an option. I might end up going with that, just because the hummingbird is a decent card. Um, yeah, let's just start with the hummingbird. The original plan was to throw the hummingbird in the wetlands, but putting it in the forest is also fine. Let's see here. Red painted white star. That's an amazing bird. Asian emerald dove is also great, just because it gives you a ton of eggs really quickly. And then this Mew can help you get pretty much any other cards you need. Yeah, these 3 cards together allows me to get food. The Emerald Dove allows me to not worry about eggs for a couple of turns, and then the Smew helps me draw into cards that I would actually want to use. Behavioralist, we don't have the cards for it. And then Diet Specialist, we already have 2 cards for that, and then looking at the bird tray, there's another 2 cards. Granted, the Brown Island Kiwi, or North Island Brown Kiwi, is probably not a card we want to play. But still, having 2 out of 4 in your starting hand is pretty decent. Okay. Now, I'm not going to pick the South Island Robin just because I know Red has it. I'm still going to play these games like each player is trying to win. So from this draft, I'm going to pick up the Cairn just so I can pick up more cards. And then I'm probably going to want to get the Flycatcher just because that helps me get food. And then I'll pick up the Vero just to help play extra cards in my forest. Let's see here. So either of these are cards you could go for. We already have 2 forest cards, and one of them is a wild, which is nice. The hard thing about the forest population monitor is there's not a lot of clutch nests for the forest. So I'm going to more so likely go with Forester, as I think I will have an easier time with that, especially as there's already a Flycatcher on the board, and we don't want to double up on Cavity Nests. Okay. So we are going to get the hummingbird played right away. And just because wheat can be harder to get just because there's a nectar wheat base, I'm going to pay a worm first. And then from there, I'm going to try to play the cuckoo. Want to do painted white star just so we can gain food quickly. And then we'll play the Flycatcher. We'll save the Vero for later. Okay. Now I'm going to gain a nectar. And gain a worm. And then from here, we could choose green. in hopes that they get rodents, but it's unlikely. Let's see, we know that green currently has blue, so I'm gonna go with red, and just hope that red tries to play a little bit greedy and picks fish, so that way green can't get nectar. So we will go with red first. And surprisingly, red actually wants a fish. And here, we already am using a fish for a turn. So I'm going to pick up a rodent, just vary what I have. And then I gain a nectar. Okay, we're going to pick up the Smew. And then we'll probably draw the Golden Peasant for it. A Nuthatch is not desirable here. Savannah Sparrow is okay. It helps me play an extra card. Falcon, yeah, I'll just pick up the Golden Pheasant. And this one, to me, this is backwards. I think you should be selecting cards you want to keep to be more aligned with other powers. But the two are cards I don't want to play too much, so I will keep the other two for purely to take care of eggs. Next, I'm going to play my Cairn. And then I'm going to play the Cuckoo in case someone tries to gain eggs. Okay, next I'm going to set up for the Asian Dove. So I'm going to be spending some turns gaining food. Both of these cards are nice. The Flycatcher, because it meets Forester, and I also gain more from my Forest Row. And then the Grevy, because I get to see more cards. Grasshopper Sparrow, though, is much more valuable. Yeah, I'll give up the Grevy. I already see 3 cards, which should be good enough. The Sparrow giving me an extra egg whenever I run the Grasslands is much more valuable to me. Here I'm just going to focus on drawing some cards. Oh, the Bullfinch, that's only 2 things higher. And I can combine that with the Hummingbird to get a nectar pretty easily. If I whiff, then it's not horrible. And then... let's see here. I'm happy with Forest and Analyst. I'm already at 3 birds with a max of 24. So I'm going to go random. Northern Shoveler, it's decent. It's a 3-cost food, but we have the food to pay for it. Here, basically I'm going to take another random, and hopefully we get a berry or nectar. And that's both. Okay, here my goal is just to play these 3 cards next. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4 food. I think I'm going to be just shy. Yeah, I'm 1 shy. A little unfortunate, but we should be able to adapt. Here, I just have to make a guess that no one's going to gain eggs. If someone gets eggs, we will just be sad. Red. Going to gain eggs. 4 eggs specifically. And then the next turns are just going to be gain food and then get some more eggs. Okay, we have 4 turns left. We can play a bird, get eggs, get food for these guys, and then play 2 more birds. Yes, that will work out. I'm going to save nectar in case I need something to pay for the berry. There we go. And then Blue's next turns is just going to be gain food, play the bullfinch, and call it a day. Now, something I did think about for red is if I play the golden pheasant right now, or I guess in 2 turns, I'm essentially giving everyone 2 eggs, which they might want, especially green here as they don't have any eggs laid. So gaining food right now might be ideal. For example, we do have the emu, which gives us 1, 2, which does give us to the 4th card. And yeah, I think that is just worth a lot more than getting fast eggs. And then yeah, the Nuthatch is also a pretty nice card as that gives us a second bonus card we can aim for. Okay. Let's see here. Just because the bird tray is resettable, I'm going to try and get nectar right now. Just so I can get more nectar points for the end of game. Okay, we need a wheat. We need a nectar. We don't need any berries. We do need extra wheat. And then I'm going to go first to gain nectar. And then rodent in case we get like a 3-cost bird that costs many rodents. Here, that nectar does help us play the emu right away, which is pretty nice. We need eggs. We're going to put that in the wetland to try and get some more points there. There we go. We're able to use our cuckoo for the first time this game. Then we will play the bullfinch. So we have eggs. I could spend a turn to win the round 1 and round bowl, but I don't think the extra points is worth a turn. I think gaining food is much more valuable for me. Wheat for you. We already gained this wheat from the emu. We can't use nectar. So we are just going to be awkward. And all. Okay. Nectar cost. And nectar cost. Okay. So let's look at our board state for the start of round 2. We're entering this round with 4 birds for red, green, and blue, which is where you kind of want to be at the end of round 1. Red is in a fairly strong position in that they can just play a ton of cards. Playing the Nuthatch right away doesn't do too much, so I'm going to try and gain some extra wheat. I don't want to give anyone else wheat, so I'll take the nectar. Gain the wheat. Gain a worm. I need cards. Sri Lanka Blue Magpie might be nice. We already have 2 food generators. And it also meets our criteria for this. And then I might take a random. If it's bad, I'm grabbing the Bustard. The Brant is good enough. It gives us cards. And the Golden Eye... I don't think the Golden Eye is that good here, just because we don't have... Well, let's look at the other players for now. Green already has 3 eggs, so they're not going to play eggs for a little bit. Blue is also getting eggs passively. But they might. And then the other thing to worry about is total egg space, which we do have plenty of. Actually, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 egg slots. So we have plenty of egg room for this. But I think for now, the Sri Lanka Blue Magpie is a much better card for us to go for. Next, my main goal is to go for the Shoveler, try to get some more cards. Worm, and this is paid for. And then I'll go for a Rodent. There's more likely to be Rodent cards for the Forest to try and get a decent end cards for our data analyst. Here, I guess I'll split. And then let's look at the bird tray real quick. None of those are good. Maybe wheat for the Bustard, as that's what we see. And then, yeah, I want to go first, just gain Nectar. There's an argument to be made that maybe I should have given green the dice roll first, but as red is already rich on food, and we just saw green pick up the Sri Lanka Blue Magpie, we are going to give red the food. Here it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep going rodent. Red is already kind of behind for cards, so we're just going to play the Nuthatch and see what our new card is. Ooh, all legit. That is not a card I wanted to see. We can try to make it work, but it's going to be difficult. The one plus side is we're at least set up to play 4 eggs after we play Golden Pheasant. But I think for now the plan is to transition to a 9-bird core and get points that way. Okay, I want to play the Brant. Oh, the Barbette is another card I want to get, so both of these cards are nice. So... Nectar... That gives me everything there. I won't get anything from the Flycatcher, which is sad. I'm going to take the Rodent to... Never mind. I'm going to take the Fish, so I have a chance of getting an extra worm. There we go. Oh! I misunderstood this card. If I say yes, will this give me an extra berry? Okay, that is a bug. So I'm going to pretend like green does not have a bug or an extra berry. And yeah, we will move forward from there. Let's see here. I want to preserve Nectar in case I want to play it somewhere else. So we will pay with the normal food. Let's see here. Is there anything I want here? Uh, Burnt Indian Bustard. Do you have the food to play it? And would help us get more eggs for Oologist? Yeah, let's go for it. We will pick up you. And then I'm hoping we get something egg-related. Shoveler is okay. It at least gives us extra cards. Of course, green is now a little bit more sad. Because we get less cards. Let's see here. Nectar for you, and then we'll do Rodent for the wild. We don't need that many. Mountain Bluebird is nice, and then the Barbet is also nice. Let's see here. Ascending Wingspan. There is the Spotted Dove, but there's also the option to reset the bird tray. Morning Dove, it has some utility, especially as we have a pretty decent forest engine. Getting the extra eggs would be nice. And then we'll go random. But then, yeah, we can keep Benali's Eagle to finish off the forest for Data Analyst. Oh, Wilson sniped that. That is a funny draw. Okay. Just because I want to get this done. You stay with other stuff. And then distribute 4 eggs as evenly as possible. We'll keep 1 in each, and hopefully we get a set of eggs. Nosy Miner's okay. And then... yeah, same deal. The eggs, though, is actually pretty nice, because we now play the Sri Lanka Magpie right away. And now we get 3 dice every time. Morning Dove fits nicely there. And then I'm going to use the 1 Nectar for the Wilson Snipe. We already have Cockatiel done. Let's see here. Or not the Cockatiel, Die Specialist. There we go. We are going to gain 6 points right now. And I think we also get 6 points at the end of the game. Let's see here. Bell's Vero. We are almost done with that. Eggs, it doesn't really matter. We aren't getting this. We can try to work for end of round 3, but we're not getting the sets of 3. Otherwise, it's just going to be play, burn, gain food. Not getting Bell's Bureau is a little sad, but I'm fine with it. There we go. So one thing I am worried about is we are injecting a lot of cards into the game for our opponents. And then, let's see here. Bell's Vero technically fills out the rest of the egg engine. I am going to try and go for 1 random, see if I can't get anything better. turkey vulture is just sad. I don't think there is any predator powers to begin with. No, I don't think there is. Yeah, there's none, since I don't think Finale's Eagle counts. Fun. Otherwise, for now, I'm just going to draw a card, see if I get anything worthwhile. Basically, I'm looking for cards that give me a ton of points. Of course, I say that, and then I draw a spotted 2-he worth 0. Red-ring paired. Red-ring paired could actually fill out the rest of this as well, and that way we could save the Finale's Eagle for a different row. Rudy Shelduck. Yeah, neither of those are too interesting. Okay. Yeah, cocktail. I just don't have the wheat for it. Okay. 4 points guaranteed right now. I don't think I'm getting 7 from this. So we'll go with the Omnivore Expert. Indigo Bunting. Indigo Bunting's actually nice here. I could play it and then put this in the grasslands. That way I get some extra food for the Sri Lanka Blue Magpie. Here we're going to gain a worm. 2 wheat. I'm looking for rodents and fish just because there is one end of round goal that cares about having those cached. We'll keep the worm for the first flycatcher. I guess we'll gain a wheat. As we currently have an extra berry than we should, I'm going to decline this one. Skip. Yes, this is bugged. Okay. Well then. Yeah, I'm just going to play this right now. Okay, the egg. Okay. And then I don't really care too much on what I cast. Let's see here. I guess let's take that back real quick. I want to play the Indigo Bunting and the Mountain Bluebird. In order to likely gain a berry from this, so I can give up 1 berry. And then I'll probably want to keep worms, so... we are left with 2 by the end of this. There. There we go. Halfway through the game, we're at 50 points, and our goal is 100. I have the hiccups, which is not fun. Okay, 2 nectar. I just have to find a berry. I bury a worm. You can grab the berry. Okay, so we have a double whiff there, which is not ideal. Fish, and then we just have... Oh, never mind, these help. Obviously. Egg. Wheat. I guess I'll gain a worm because I don't have any. And then we will let red go first, and hopefully we get an extra nectar. I don't really need anything. I guess I'll go with a worm. here, I guess I need more worms. Ironically, that means I get a food I don't want for the hummingbird. Okay. Let's see here. Nothing here strikes me as too important. This is a 5-point card. Let's see here. I could get 4 points for the rest of the game. Let's do some calculations. We get 5 turns here and 6 turns here, so that is 11 points, 11 turns total. Oh, but we don't have the egg capacity. Yeah, I think playing the Rudy Shell Duck is worthwhile. 1 a week, just the way I like it. I'm going to play the Rudy Shell Duck just because I get to see 5 cards. Here, I'm kind of at the point where I like being able to play a ton of cards, and I need eggs first. Let's grab eggs. And let's make sure we put them in the right bird nests. There we go. There we go, that's convenient. Oh, there's the other bird. So yes, we have the forest data analyst completely done, and we also have a strong forest row. So hopefully blue can close that 100-point gap by just playing a ton of 3-cost bird cards. It's kind of what they have to do. Here, we need eggs. Again, I'm just going to distribute those as best I can. Double nectar. And yeah. Okay. So we need 3-cost cards. Eggs is another thing I'm struggling on for blue, so I'll pick up the Bob White, and we'll go with random from here. Common Yellow Throat is a little slow. Coltit is useless, and Marsh Harrier is not good here. Black Naughty, this is red. Look at something like the Comrade, where you have 1, 2... That's 3 eggs. Not something to get excited about. Black Naughty, though, that's 9 points. I'd happy to be playing that card. Common Chaffinch, I don't have the cards for that. Card draw. Himalayan Mono is okay. Let's see here. How many bird cards do I have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus the Magpie, can't play the Magpie at all. It's a Comrade kid here. 1, 2, 3. Also 3 eggs. Honestly, oh, Chiff Chaff, I can't play it there. Huh. This is an awkward spot to be in. I guess I'm going to try and get the eggs situated. gain food, play a card, gain eggs. Let's see here. How many? I have one fish, one rodent. I only need 2 more. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I can already force a worm there, so gain you. Worm will accept 1. And then... Okay. So, flycatcher seems... What I think is happening with the flycatcher is there's a check for when you get the worm before the card activates. And then there's a check at like the end where if you got a worm later, it will go again. But my guess is that there's probably not something that cancels out one if you accept the other. Let's see here. That's right, I can set up to play the pop white. Nectar. Really want wheat. Different nectar is fine. I don't want to give green food. And I'm struggling on eggs, not food, so we'll lay eggs. Wheat. And then I will go first, just because I am more likely to get nectar. Yeah, I guess I'll gain nectar, even out my food distribution. And then gain wheat just to even out my food distribution. Yeah, I'm just going to play the Black Naughty. I am wasting food with this, but it's something. I at least could get some points when I get more cards in the future, but for now, how much food will I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 2 more, and I should be able to get there. Take from the parrot first, because that, I have to lay the eggs on that specific bird, and then the dove has much more room. Cards. Can't reset. Those comrades is more worth it now. It's going to look very quickly that I'm going for a ethologist here. Yeah, I'm probably discarding everything. I just want points brutally at this point in the game. Yep, can't play you at all. And yeah, just put everything in platform nest. Go, I should have enough food for everything. Maybe I should not put that in the Bob White, but I think I should be fine. I'm gonna play the Marsh Harrier just because it is some points, but mainly just so I can reset the bird tray and get points that way. Or not get points directly that way, but I get to see more. As for now, do I like bird tray? Not too much. I'd rather get eggs right now. Help build more towards oologist. Okay. I already have an egg there. Slight mistake, I should not put an egg in the platform nest if I'm picking up the cormorant. Or maybe it was the correct choice, just because of the end of round goal. There we go, the perfect amount of food. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is a 10-point blue power. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mayfellow's pretty good, and I don't think anything else is going to come close. Okay. Let's look at points. 35 points is rough. That's a 7-point card. I guess I'm playing a fair bit of cards, so that should be fine. Yeah, that way I can get value from that egg. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3 cards that we want to play. Here, 17, 57. That's over 38 centimeters, so we stop here at the second draw. And then I'm kind of fine with the amount of cards everyone else has, so I'm going to try and get better hits. None of those were worth it. Oh, purple heron. Again, that's another good card, especially with the marsh harrier. Okay, so 1, 2. I guess I could try and play the red cooked woodpecker. Gain nectar. You're not playing the turkey vulture, I'll tell you that. Wait, let's see here. All these? Alright, but I have nectar, so nectar can cover the berry for you. Worm will cover for you. Wheat covers you, which means I need a fish, worm, and just anything. Yep. Green gets points off of food, so I'll give that to blue. Hopefully I can convert off of that. A wild turkey is a decent hit. Blue would have wanted to see that more, but... Find a fish. We already gained that. Okay, I am going to play the pit first. Just so I can see why I need to value more. This is locked at 3. There's a potential I get 6 somehow with this. So photographer is the technical better card. I think it's the Indian Peafowl is a card someone else could play, and that would give me the extra 2 points. Of course, just by me playing every bird on this platform, we know that's not going to happen, but still. Let's see here. We have to go through nectar here. Here, gaining eggs might be what I want to do for the rest of the game for green. And then, yeah, just play these 2 cards and hope it's enough. Nectar. Again, I need eggs. Both of those require worms of some sort. And then it doesn't really matter too much. I should have counted first. Maybe I did not need to do this at all. Okay. Oh my gosh, we actually told ethologist. Let's see here. I might actually. Doesn't actually matter. I think Comrade alone gives me. Let's see here. Nest type builder. I'm gonna check. How many bowl nests do we have? We have one wild. Okay, so no, it does matter. Ethologist is better here. Ironically, mechanical engineer is normally the easy one to do, but ethologist, a harder card to pull off, is the better choice here. And for now, I think this is just the most amount of points I can get. I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I get 2 food each time I run this, so that's 6 total food. And I can cash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is exact, assuming the bird prey cooperates with me. Plus I get egg points. Okay. King rail in case I get something better. Yes, I'll pay old nectar just because, actually, no, let's consider... No, I'm not going to gain any other cards. And then it doesn't matter if I pay 3 nectar now or later. The reason why I'm doing it in that order is so I get descending wingspans for wetlands. We're going to play you. And then we're going to grab eggs from the birds that are going to get eggs laid in them already. Okay. Then, yep, just keep laying eggs. It doesn't really matter where we put the eggs. Okay, this is worth the most points, so we'll grab the 6-point card. Okay, so we lay in every clutch nest and every platform nest. So any nest that is not that type is where we want to lay first. Okay, surprisingly, we are going to get Duologist. In fact, we did. We maxed out on 2 of our cards, and then 8 points for like the per cards is a pretty good goal to have, which we also got. So red did pretty well. Doesn't matter what you keep or tuck. It only really matters if someone has the Australian ibis. Okay. So here we have 4 cash food between fish and rats, which would meet the end of round goal. In case we somehow got it, there are some ways we could have gotten it this game. So yeah, that's one tiny optimization that I did make. Was it too obvious? Now, we lay 4 eggs there. We lay 7 eggs there. Okay, and now we have to hope that blue makes it. Green makes it with 135. Red makes it with over 120. Come on, 40 more points, blue. Dang it, 5 points off. Oh, that is rough. Let's see here. Yes, I was a little unhappy with the random draw. And maybe the Harrier was a mistake. Maybe I just needed to go for raw card draw instead of wasting a turn playing it. I'm happy with the bonus cards I got. They all at least gave me points. The Species Protector, 6 points is decent. If we look at something like Oologist, that also maxes out at 16, or not 16, 6 points. We had a Force Engine. I think the early Cuckoo, yes, picking it up, I think was fine. But I think we needed a better plan to get eggs, just because Red never picked eggs once, at least not till near the end of the game. And then Green didn't need to do eggs too often. So we weren't getting the eggs we needed. Yeah, and then maybe we needed to consider doing some slightly suboptimal turns just to get points here, as Blue didn't do too well at any stage. Still, I'm kind of happy. At least got to show off 2 very strong strategies with red and green here. The Sri Lanka Blue Magpie. That's a very powerful card. In fact, if we count up all the points, we have 12 in this row. Plus 10 here, so that's 22. We have 28 points. Plus 9. 37. Yes, this was 35 points worth of, like, cards. And also scored a potential bonus card as well. So yeah, it's a pretty nice card. Granted, you do need to have the cards to support it, so stuff like the Flycatchers giving me food is great. The Barbet and the Punching were also nice cards, especially the Monail also giving me a food that turned into a point plus an egg, which is worth a point itself. Yeah. Anyways, if you guys have any comments on what I could have done to play blue better to get to that 100 point threshold, that would be nice. But otherwise, yes, I hope you guys enjoyed. Feel free to leave a like, and I hope you guys have a nice day. Take care.